Just now, I published an opinion piece to Pensante Peru, to the website. It is titled The Fujimorist Complaint of Communist Protestors. And I'm going to read it to you. Fujimoristas and members of Congress within Peru have been strongly voicing their opinion that protesters around the country are simply communist. While it is undoubtedly true that many people in Peru cannot define communism or describe its elements, this is strikingly hypocritical at an APEC summit that includes socialist and communist governments as well as authoritarian regimes. No matter how Fujimoristas or Congresspeople choose to define communism or socialism, they are patently ignorant in their expression. It is common in Peru for communism and socialism not to be defined by their actual economic or sociological definitions, but by power structure. The belief among many is that any government which uses state power for control is communist regardless of socio-economic policies. When examining those countries attending APEC, Fujimoristas and Congresspeople could find many examples that would meet their definition of communism or socialism in some way. Brunei is led by a sultan who personally appoints all political members of the legislative body, which only serves to advise the sultan. It is authoritarian by nature. Hong Kong is a protectorate of China, a hyper-capitalist enclave overseen by the People's Communist Party of China. It is authoritarian within a party dictatorship. China is led by the People's Communist Party. It is a state capitalist, unitary socialist country. Its economy is largely determined by the state, but has adapted capitalist ideas, although the larger market economy decisions are provided by the state and the Communist Party. It is an authoritarian party dictatorship. Russia provides citizens with the illusion of democracy while largely maintaining uniparty control of the country. The constitution has been rewritten several times in order to allow President Vladimir Putin to maintain control. It is only in his only break from power, he was replaced by his hand-picked choice in Dmitry Medvedev. Russia is an authoritarian uniparty state. Vietnam is a uniparty Marxist-Leninist socialist republic. It is deeply committed to the principles of socialism, even though the country has trended towards some capitalism in the Chinese model. It is a party dictatorship and therefore authoritarian in its politics. And then there's Peru, providing the illusion of multi-party control and the illusion of competent opposition to the ruling parties, and the illusion of freedom and human rights enshrined in the 1993 Constitution. Freedom of the press is under attack, as is freedom of speech, as described by both the judiciary of Peru and by international organizations. Government security forces are often heavy-handed and oppressive, particularly against those experiencing poverty or those of a perceived lesser class. Peru is controlled by a government bathed in racism and classism, which seeks to oppress popular dissent. There is a very strong authoritarian bent within Peru, and therefore can hardly be described as a thriving democracy with Western values of freedom. Peru and its government sit atop a fiscal system designed to keep the poor in their place and the wealthy as their overlords. It promotes informality while simultaneously condemning it. The poor in Peru pay a much higher percentage of their income into the tax system because of the consumption-based tax system, while the wealthy abscond with both the mineral wealth and the hard-earned wealth of the country. It is a country which has failed to promote equality and rule of law. Through Congress and the national police, it has protected corrupt politicians, whether that is Kenji Fujimori and his narco trafficking, or Keiko Fujimori and her money laundering, or Dina Boluarte and her bribery and money laundering, or Alberto Fujimori and his human rights abuses, or Alan Garcia and his embezzlement. Name a political or civic leader in Peru and you will find a person bathed in corruption, dishonesty, and a lack of personal integrity. This is the system the people of Peru fight against every day. This is the system that people in Puno died to defeat. This is the system that the protesters around the country are trying to defeat through their voice and their supposed constitutional rights as protected under Article 2, Section 12 of the very 1993 Constitution dear leader Fujimori created. Peru is not a country of opportunity and access and freedom for its people. It masquerades as one. Go read it. It's on the website.